news is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Ramney Tertola Pier Park, NV Salon, Spa, Nail and Barbershops, HOV Medical, and Digicel. Sign up for Digicel Plus Home Light Bundles, faster internet, movies and sports. Meet two Virgin Islands track athletes, one taking to it following the passage of the hurricanes of 2017 and the other from time he was a little boy.
I started track in 2017 or more, and I fell in love with track and field. So I've been doing it ever since. I made my first character team, my first national team in 2019, and I didn't have a clue that it was a national team that I really made, but I went and I did my best. And then in 2022, I made my second national team, and that was in Jamaica, which I placed really good. I made finals and I came fifth, and I was really proud of that. And I made my last national team, and I was also the captain that year in 2023 in Bahamas. And yeah, that's actually, my journey this far. But I know I have more in me, it's still in me, and who knows, I'm the future, so who really knows what I can do once I put my best foot forward. So I did a decathlon. So the decathlon is 10 events, made up of 10 events: 100, 200, 100, 400, shot put, discus, long jump, high jump, javelin, pole vault, 1500. So it based upon a lot of events, but my main event in it all is the discus throw.
So this far, I've been doing track from a little boy from in primary school. Started out as a sprinter, doing the 400 meters, 200 meter, 100 meter, just all around really and truly. Had a couple injuries here and there, just developing myself. It's been a rough road, I'm not going to lie to you. Making my first character team last year, doing the heptathlon, the multi-event, just like Orlando. 8 events through 2 days. Wasn't easy. Just putting myself to the test mentally, trying to see how far I could push myself, to see how much I can really do, how much I can really take, how much I could deal with the pressure that comes with being out there on that world stage, or that national stage, or wherever. This year, making the team again, being captain down in Trinidad and Tobago, awesome feeling. Went for the long jump. Recently started long jump, 6.85, personal best.
Orlando Douglas and Jabari Pemberton, two young men determined to do more, not just for themselves, but also for country.
I would say, yes, I'm going to continue the multis, which is the decathlon, but I want to try the hammer throw. I'm really interested in trying the hammer throw. Yeah.
Well, me, when I go after school, I'm going to be doing sprints and jumps. So that includes long jump, 200, 400 sprints. Whenever they need me and they call, I'm going to be there, ready to go. And really and truly, this goal to go to college is just a way for me to find back myself, get back into my groove, and put some pressure on them guys out there, show them that BVI we little but we tall for real. So, can't go wrong.
They are now all set to head off to college, a dream realized thanks to Mr. Lesmore Smith of Top Priority Security Services. Here are the details.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Augustine, President of the BVI Athletics Association. Today we're here for a very wonderful reason why we're here on camera today, and I want to share that with you guys this afternoon. The fact is, we have 2 athletes from the track that trains with us, Jabari Pemberton, Orlando Douglas, that have recently been awarded athletic scholarships at Highland Community College. And we've had a wonderful undertaking that has taken place simultaneously with the offering of those scholarships. We've had someone from corporate BVI, something that I've spoken about quite often, that has stepped up to the plate to assist these 2 gentlemen in making sure that they're able to meet their requirements at Highland Community College, their financial requirements. So they were offered scholarships, not full, and we needed some additional funds to make this happen for both athletes. And we have Mr. Lesmore Smith of Top Priority Security Services here with us. You're going to hear from him, but it's a wonderful occasion. These athletes, Jabari Pemberton, he's a long jumper. If you've ever been to the track, perhaps the long jump turns out to be one of the more or most exciting events that we witness during our development meets. Jabari, you just went to the Clifton Games as well. I was there with you. And Orlando Douglas is certainly no stranger to athletics. He's a multi-eventer. He's one of those guys that goes out there and you see him all during the meet. He's jumping, he's running, he's throwing, and it's a wonderful feeling to know that these are athletes who started as toddlers on the track. They've committed themselves, they've dedicated themselves, they've put the years in of work in at the track, and now they're receiving the blessings where they're now going to be able to pursue tertiary education at Highland Community College. And I've done a lot speaking. I want you guys to hear from these two individuals because I tell people all the time at the track, it's not just a matter of running, jumping, or throwing. What we're really doing at the track is changing lives. Somewhat, as a matter of fact, it's very coincidental that we're doing this today. Just this morning, I ran across Dr. Brian Penn at the DMV. And just like you guys, Dr. Penn, little story, I was West End riding my bike. He stopped and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm riding my bike." He said, "Why don't you come to the track to train?" And I couldn't understand why I would want to do that. In my opinion, I was doing fairly good. But he said something that stuck with me. He said, "Don't you want to go to school?" And that is a commonality that many of our athletes have. I told a parent just about 2 days ago, if you make your way out to the track on any given day, choose a day that you want to come, you will see that our numbers are continuing to mushroom. I say we have perhaps between 100 and 150 kids per afternoon at the track, and they have one common goal. They all want to go to college. And athletics, we have done wonders over the years as far as being able to get our athletes off. And I'm pleasured to sit between these two gentlemen today with another success story where we're going to have two BVI athletes pursuing tertiary education at Highland Community College. You've heard a lot from me. I'm going to give these two young men a fair chance just to say, give a little history as to what they have done over the years to get to this point, and the fact that they are now going to be able to pursue tertiary education. How does that make you feel, or how accomplished has it been for you to now receive a scholarship and receive support from Mr. Smith and his organization? Orlando, let me start with you.
So it has been a pleasure because I've been going at it for 2 years now, trying to get assistance with school. So now I finally got the assistance that I needed to go after school. I feel happy and I really do appreciate it. And I also want to thank my friends, family, supporters, well-wishers, also NB Scouting for giving me the opportunity, to showcase my talent abroad. Thank you.
That's a wonderful interjection. NB Scouting. Charlon is what I call him. I've never had the chance to sit side by side with him, but this is a fellow that resides in the U.S. with, I guess, family in Anguilla, if I remember right. But he is very, very, very keen on ensuring that our Caribbean nationals get that opportunity to go off to college. And I've spoken with him 1,000 times over on the phone, and his organization. Again, we have two athletes that he has helped us with, and he is currently speaking with, I think there are other athletes that participate in basketball that are going to get similar scholarships to go off to school. So let it not be said that NB Scouting was not mentioned. Charlon, thumbs up to you, and I hope that the relationship that we've developed is something that we can continue over the years. Jabari, I'm going to pass the mic over to you so you can give your views as to how you feel based on where you're at today.
Well, right now, I can't lie, it still feels so surreal that it's actually happening. College has always been a dream for me. My goal was never to just stop here after high school, like fresh out of high school, class of 2024. So being able to get a process done so quick, a year after, normally don't take that long. Like Orlando said, he's been trying at it for 2 years. So for me to have the opportunity a year after graduating is a blessing, to be honest. Really want to say thanks to Mr. Lesmore Smith, because he see the talent in both of us to even want to give us a sponsor. Big up NB Scouting, Charlon and the whole team. They really been looking out every day, calling first thing in the morning just to make sure everything's straight, everything's sorted out. So I just want to say, man, it's a pleasure. I know the whole BVA backing both of us, no matter what, and we're gonna make y'all proud. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Jabari. Just the parents who are here. I want to give you the story with Brother Smith, but I'm going to hold that until the last. Do any of the parents want to give any feedback or comments?
Sure. I just want to say this is Jabari's mom. I'm elated. As a matter of fact, this is my firstborn, so this would be the first time going through this process, having your child go off to college and all of that. I'm actually happy that this has actually unfolded because he's been extremely, passionate about going off to school. So thank you to Mr. Smith. Thank you to Steve. You played a part in terms of getting Jabari to where he is now. You guys have been diligent and patient enough to work with them and be scouting. Sharon, you're the best. You actually are like family now, I would say. So we appreciate all that everyone has done. And Jabari and Orlando, we wish you well in your future endeavors.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I want to say it is indeed a pleasure to have the assistance from within, both for company-wise and for administration-wise. And I would like to say shout out to the college as well, the Scout. I never talked to anyone. But I would like to say thank you guys also for taking the time to see the talent that you are about to help nourish and mature. So, shortly said, you guys, congratulations. Thank you to Mr. Smith. Once again, you guys have the floor.
And before we move on to Mr. Smith, I just want to get each athlete, because we're on camera, to simply say which team you train with and who's your coach.
So I train with Talent Extra Club. My coach is Mr. Bort Darset, aka Posse.
And Orlando?
I train with Top Notch. This is my coach, Steve Augustine, and also Paul Hewlett.
All right. And while we prepare to jump over to Brother Smith, I was home perhaps, maybe a week or two ago, doing my regular, getting ready to head out to work, and the phone rings, or it was a text message, or it was a call, can't recall, but Lesmore Smith is on the phone. Not a stranger to anyone in the BVI. And I'm wondering, well, what angle or what is it that he wants to speak about? And we get on the phone and we automatically start to speak about the possibility of these guys headed off to school and the additional financing and funding that they need to make the offer a true reality for them. And the more we spoke, the more I realized we had so much more in common that I know he comes from the horse racing family, and we are more humanized, as we would say. But speaking with him, I think there was a common ground that we touched on, because I realized speaking with Brother Smith, he carries the same passion for horse racing that I do for athletics. And I don't like to use the word I so much, because the truth is I work with an executive that carries the same passion that I do. But I realized very quickly that we had similar views, similar passions, similar goals, similar objectives. And what started out as a text message in the morning offering some assistance to these two young men ended up being perhaps a 45-minute phone call that very same morning. And it was a call that simply did not have any silence in it. And I commended him on the fact that he took his own initiative and reached out. He was very adamant, from what I gather, on reaching out to me to assist these two young individuals. And if I can make that pitch before we wind up this afternoon, or before Brother Smith gets the chance to speak, what's happening here is historical. We're changing lives. And as president of the BVI Legs Association, I continue to reach out to corporate BVI to follow in the same fashion and the same fate, because I've said it many times over, we're not just making opportunities available to BVI landers and our athletes, we're also in the business of changing lives. And to me, that is where the bigger picture is. These two young men hopefully will venture off to school, they will complete their studies, and they will become contributing, law-abiding citizens within this country that we call home. Brother Smith, I'm going to turn the mic over to you so that the people can hear from you and the offering that you... Oh, did I miss someone? I missed one parent, my bad.
Good afternoon. I would like to give a great thanks to Mr. Smith and Augustine the pleasure for you guys to be sending these two young, nice men away to come back and represent our country. You know, thanks a lot.
Wonderfully said. Brother Smith, I'm going to turn the mic over to you.
Yes, good afternoon, listening audience. Good afternoon, BVI. It is a pleasure. It is a pleasure to endorse these two good gentlemen. I know their parents well. I know Steve well. From a young man, I watch him beat some persons in terms of racing on the OHL vacation ground from his school days, his latter year in school. So I know him pretty well much in athletic. And it's a privilege, Steve, that you find that passion. You know me, horse racing is my all. I go St. Thomas, I go all about because I want to represent what I love. And keeping our children from in prison. Now that we had 2 sessions with young people 2 weeks ago inside this room. There was the male session and the female session. Inside this same room, we have donated the room to help them to understand that we cares. And it means nothing to me giving back to children. As a young man, I had to live in a community where everybody get along, everybody knew everyone, and you shared what you had. So I learned what it is to appreciate people. I learned how the older folks look out for me as a young man. And I made a pledge. When I get in the middle, I'm going to look down and I'm going to look up. I don't know about the middle group because I think they should learn to survive somewhere within the structure. But when it comes to my children and my senior citizens, it's a passion. Nothing can stop me from not helping them. So these two young men today would be 2 statistics of the BVI gym to know that we have talent, we have discipline, and we have people that can represent. And I know when you all go out there and you put your foot on the ground, you're going to represent. It's not about what your friends are going to think about you right now because, as you said, you just left school a year ago. That reminds me of my 2 sons. One graduated before the other, and one that graduated last, both of them went to college at the same time. So the one was waiting for the other. And I applaud you. And it was the same 2-year stint between you and him. So it tells me that there's some history in this. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you accepting the offer. And when I spoke to the gentleman that did the scouting, you wouldn't believe we had a conversation 7 years ago and it was about security. It wasn't about athletes. But he said to me, I'm involved with athletic sport, so I'm going to see what I can do to help some of your children from the BVI. And 7 years later, here it is. You have 2 of you all going. And the guy Rodney Simmons, that do basketball, he's also looking at helping him with some basketball athletics students as well. So there's hope. And today, I'm pleased on behalf of Top Priority Security Services, on behalf of this community, I'm pleased to say I'm happy to be a part of 2 young men's life in a different way. And I want you to go out there, born the track. Let Steve turn the TV on, or I may even come to the Carifta game or somewhere in America and just born the track. Show them that we have talent. Represent like nothing else. It's about being disciplined. So far you did good. Don't get influenced when you leave on that plane. Maintain the status. Remember Steve watching you and you're representing him. Don't disappoint him. Remember your parents watching you and you're representing them. And remember the naysayers that don't wish you well, watching to see you fail. Show them you're not a failure. So keep your head high, stay focused, and by God's help, love, grace, and mercy, nothing is impossible. You can make Usain Bolt look like a schoolboy. The same way he had talent, you can make yourself believe you can get there. And I know you can. All right, show Miss Adeja that she have friends now that come in to help represent. Okay? And I appreciate that. So on behalf of Top Priority Security Services, Mr. Douglas, sir, if I may, on behalf of Top Priority Security Services, thank you very much. Mr. Pemberton, on behalf of Top Priority Security Services, so that's it for me, Steve.
I like that because what we have today is we have the actual, not the big one that you can't take to the institution, the banking institution. We have the actual check that they can physically take there before 3 o'clock
Before 2 o'clock,
this afternoon. So some words to remember based on what Mr. Smith said. You do have a country that's looking on. We're going live, or I know we're going to be up there in the media. So people will see, and people will know, and people will follow. Make sure we give them something to remember and something to be proud of. You guys are in a wonderful opportunity, a wonderful position to capture some real advances in your life with this opportunity presenting itself. Lesmore spoke very well about the reasons why he is doing this. He wants to ensure that he can help the youth of the BVI, and I think that goes to say a lot. So, Brother Smith, on behalf of the BVI Athletics Association, or executive members, or friends, or families, or coaches, or athletes, or followers, and everyone in between, we want to say a heartfelt thank you to the gesture that you've made today, and we would certainly love to see you. I'm going to send you a personal invitation to our next meet, perhaps our national championships here at home. I think I've seen you up there before. I saw you there. But I'm going to send you a personal invitation. I'll make sure that you get a first-hand view as to what we do and the level that we do it at.
Thank you.
And I hope that this relationship that we fostered here this afternoon is something that we can continue with over the years to come.
I'll do my best.
Thanks again. And parents, congratulations, congratulations, and congratulations. Once again, Steve Augustine for BVI Athletics, sitting here beside scholarship awardee Jabari Pemberton and Orlando Douglas.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.